Welcome to the official FE Cycle podcast series, and I, Sumit Chalak, welcome you to this podcast series. I am the part of the FE Cycle social media team, and the intention behind this podcast is to get everybody accustomed to the event called FE Cycle. What is FE Cycle? What goes under FE Cycle? So we need to put forth the views of our mentors, our participants, and our judges in front of the potential participants or the previous participants. So that is what we do in this podcast. And today we are going to talk with some of our team participants about the business evaluations that they had gone through just this past week. Yes, so let's start with introducing the participants.
So first of all, hello everyone. It's Ataur Rahman Umar from Team Synergy Racing. Starting with the FE cycle, that what is FE cycle and why we have participated in FE cycle. So I just want to tell you all that we have participated in FE cycle because we need to change some things, and as the era is changing, we have to move from conventional vehicles to EV. So if we are the student of engineer, so we have to take some platform to build that. And I think that SAE is the authority which gives us platform under ICAT to build an EV. So we have participated in FE cycle to build an EV, and in that we have you can say that we have learned a lot. We are participating from last 2 3 years, but this year we have gained some soft skills and presentation skills and other you can say that digital skills a lot. In the last 2 years, we have fabrication skills and other skills. We have learned that, and in this event, we have learned how we have to coordinate with each other because it's a time of pandemic. So it's a bit difficult for us to coordinate with each other in that time because some of the members from our team was from a rural area, so we have to it's very difficult for us to just to coordinate with them. So in this event, we have learned a lot about the presentation skills and the soft skills and designing and other things. So that's what about me and my team. And I just want to quote one thing that uh, if you are pursuing engineering from any engineering college, the basic thing you should have is that you should have presentation skills, good presentation skills. You should have some digital skills too, because it's the era where the digital things matters a lot. So that's what we have thought, and that's what we have why we have participated. Thank you.
You have covered all my questions in your answer itself.
So I'm from Team Elysian 2.0. We're from Assam Engineering College, Guwahati, Assam. So this has been a great learning experience. That's all for now.
Yeah, I'll be asking you more questions on it. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Hi, sir. I am Mohammad Farooq from TN45 Motorsports. We 280 team, I did 280. I was been participating last 2 years. Last year was our first time, and the many changes have been made. Like as it was a virtual event, we have learned many things in the presentation skills. As already one of the member has said, like we have learned many presentation skills and other things. But there was a what was a major issue was like internet lag. That was a major issue. If it was a little corrected, it can be very good.
Right. Okay. So we can be taking this into account for the next season.
Yeah, my name is Praveen. I'm coming from TKM College of Engineering, Kollam, Kerala, and our ID is 20012. And actually, this is my third essay competition, and it's my first epicycle competition. And comparing with other competition, this virtual event was more enjoyable in many ways, and we can say it was knowledgeable too. It was a totally different experience to me. Uh, that's all for now, sir.
Okay, so my name is Prajolan Kalas and I'm from Walchand College of Engineering, Sangli, from Maharashtra. My team ID is 221.
Okay.
That's it for now.
Okay. For now.
Everyone, I'm Ritu Chauhan from Team Incredibles College Kite Group of Institution. It was a really good experience. It was my first time participating for this event. That's all for now.
Good evening, everyone. Myself Siddharth Saraf, and I'm from team annihilator, Marathwada Mitra Mandal College of Engineering, Pune. And thank you for having me here.
Sumant Udupi from Team Orion Races, and we are from Bangalore, and our college is Dayanand Sagar. And this is actually our first time that we are participating in FE Cycle, and it was a really eye-opening experience. And we learned a lot from mentors and even the judges. So it was a really interesting experience for us. Thank you.
Glad we can deliver that experience to you, Sumant. So let's move on to the questions now. Are you ready? Are you guys ready for the questions? Can't
Yes,
see
sir.
your smile. Come on, guys. You are not supposed to be nervous all the time. Come on. I won't be asking you some questions that you will be getting evaluated for, so don't worry about it. Okay, so my first question will be to Prabin. How has the interactions with the mentoring committee helped you in your evaluations?
Our team was actually blessed to have one of the most determined and patient mentors, like Sai Prasad, sir, who was the mentor, and Dhanashekhar, sir, who was the lead mentor. They guided us every nook in the right path. As I said already, we was the first. Our team was a newbie, and we didn't knew how to do in digital competition. And for us, like the internet issue was problem, the communication for me, especially for me in our college, etc. That for a project, we will come in group and do a work. So that when I joined the FE Cycle team, I thought that this will go like that. We can make the vehicle, etc. When the pandemic occurred, and it all changed very fastly, and we didn't. Firstly thought that that the event will be cancelled or something like or postponed, and we didn't thought of the virtual round. When it was virtual, it was like we got little bit tensed actually, but Cyprus also was like he was working as a design engineer. He helped us a lot, and we did made many mistakes that and they changed it, and some mistake that we can't change. They guided showed more knowledge to how to change for the further team, the new teams. How can we that problems don't be a problem for the new juniors, etc. And this was like we were very happy to have them. It was like actually I said that it was my third time. And we did in all of the competition there was no mentor. Like I was was in a ASME competition and SA is ADC, and there was no mentors in that. So that the knowledge, like the more knowledge that we reduced was less because of the lack of the experience, of course. And from their experience point of view, more what became easy. We could ask the questions every time. Actually, Sir was available at 2 o'clock at the night all of and most of the teammates are like night persons,
Right.
and Sir even helped them. So these are the main things, sir.
I'm sure everybody of you can relate to all of this. Yeah, the shift from the physical event to the virtual one has been a tedious task for most of you and the judges and mentors as well, because getting accustomed to this new normal is not a piece of cake as everybody thought it to be. Right. So let's go to Mohammed. Yeah. Were you saying something, Prabin?
Like without the mentors, we don't think that we could complete the competition.
Yeah, that's right. Mohammed, what were the major issues faced in the business and cost front by your team this season, and how did you help resolve them?
So major issue was like we have presented all the things like new things as I just said, like we had a VR showroom and AR model also, and we had a prototype in our hand. We presented today only by 2 to 5. So we have succeeded with what and all thing, but as I already said, there was internet lag, and so only we cannot able to present properly. Other things we have just completed all the things successfully.
Okay, Umar wants to answer this as well. Yeah, yes, please
So,
go ahead.
so So actually, at this time in the pandemic, it's very difficult for us to find the cost of the things which we are going to utilize this year. So what we have done is that we have some contact with the local vendors. As I have, you can say, have heard that if you want to go, if you are going to do some business and if you are going to launch some new thing in startup, you should have some contacts. So I think that helps us a lot because we are participating in SAE events in Baha and NFE from 2 to 4 years. So we have some contact with the local vendors. We have used Amazon and India Mart and other websites like everything that we have just fully dependent on that. And after that also we have got the prices from the local vendors because the local vendors gives us exact thing and what we have wanted. So we have just contacted them with virtually and mailed them, called them, then got their price. So by that we have just collected the information and completed our cost report and market survey.
Okay, so that has been the biggest challenge, like contacting vendors and the local people for the material costs and all, because building a physical thing is a different thing, and building a digital one is a different thing, right? So,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Mohammed, do you want to add a point? You saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As our mentor Sai Prasad sir always saying how to present or how to do some we are showrooms and we have presented like a virtual reality as Kia Motors is presenting is a virtual showroom in the website. So we have tried to do that and we have succeeded at least 70%. So whenever he says what you need, you just have like a supporting doc or supporting thing, and you can just express like that. So if he was saying like in the pandemic situation, the cost calculation and the other things cannot be like quotations cannot be gained. So we can just no normal vendor, and we have to just shortlist material. What we have done is we have shortlisted materials from CAD BOM, and we have what and all it will be available in this shop, and we have shortlisted and we got a quotation from each vendor. So if we shortlist each and everything, that will be very good, sir. So as
Right,
this was said by our mentor, and he had guided us in proper way.
right. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Siddharth, what was the most challenging task for you this season?
Well, this season, we had quite a lot of challenges. The first transition, as you know, as almost everyone can relate to, is the transition from the physical to the virtual event.
Yeah.
We were all happy with the all the strategies were like, we're going to do the physical event nicely and we're going to be very prepared for that. But then, and in fact, when it all started, we were like, we can get through this physical event, and almost I think the lockdown will be for around a month or so. But then as the months passed by, we realized that okay, now we are not sure how it's going to work up then. But really thanks, really thanks to the organizing committee and the mentors actually, because our mentors helped us a lot. They gave us a lot of moral support, and also the organizing committee. The way this event functioned so smoothly and efficiently. I mean, was at no instant we were like there was no instant in which we felt lost. We were we had support from our mentors. Our mentors were Amol sir and Suyog sir. So these were some of the challenges that we faced as a team. Also, from the technical side as well, we faced some of the issues like technical issues such as connectivity with the teammates and all. But eventually, we all got through it. So yeah.
Yeah, you did your event successfully then, I'm to assume. Yeah. So moving on to, so Mohammed, start again from your answer.
So in the design, I'll just classify as a design part, then presentation, and three thing. In the design part, as I already told, we have done electrical routings, brake wire routings, and other things. In the business plan, we have learned if you are, I am an entrepreneur, what and all schemes government schemes or funds are being given how government schemes are like. I can just mention some schemes, bank loans, and some other other things we have learned in that business plan area, sir. in the cost plan, we have learned how to do the like cost analysis for the whole vehicle, and we can just think, and we have just learned about like Bloom Energy, like in the business plan area. If we just go on to Bloom Energy and solar energy, like in this COVID issue, many business areas are affected due to the electricity and other things. So if we implement EV stations and other things, or how we can implement, like what and all government funds is been given. So we have just searched upon that and we have learned upon that, sir. If we want, we can just share out.
So that was a multifaceted experience for you. You learned about the government schemes and you improved on your presentation skills as well. So, Sumant, how do you approach the cost evaluation without physically building the vehicle? Sumant, how did you approach the cost evaluation without physically building a vehicle?
Sir, so we had some prior experience in building vehicles. So we had some contacts when it comes to manufacturing and fabricating, but it was pretty hard for us to get a quotation from the suppliers, because generally if we go and ask them for just a quotation, but we won't buy anything or something like that, obviously they won't give us a proper quotation. So we had to approach like about 4 to 5 suppliers and compare the quotations that they gave to see whether it is at least similar to each other. And we even approached a few industries which manufacture these components and etc. So we got quotations from directly from the industries and the dealers, and we took average of all those quotations, and for some extent we got pretty accurate cost report based on that.
So, what was the total cost that you had projected for the whole thing?
Roughly it came about 70,000, 70
That's
to
it?
75,000. Yeah.
Wow, that's quite a lot of cost saving. I um, wish this was a practice when I was a participant as well, because my costs were like around 1,30,000 or something.
Yeah, in the initial stages, we did have around 1.5 to 1.8, but later we try to cut down as much as possible and try to, as much as possible, fabricate in our college itself. So we just try to reduce as much as possible.
Right. That's a good job that you did on it. Okay. So moving on to Praveen, what are the basic considerations you undertook when doing the marketing presentation?
Of course, the most important aspect was the economic effect. It should be both cost effective and also technically advanced. Like we were like highlight that thing also, and we thought that there must be something unique about our vehicle, and like that we thought like we can give something other than what other FE cycle is, so that we move on to like a disabled friendly vehicle that can accommodate the even though the disabled friendly can go to the FE cycle. And we thought about several after that was market study. We thought more about we can't go just like to the market and say like buy my vehicle, and so that like I was like more how to introduce the business plan was more to how to introduce to the market. That was our primary objective.
Does anybody want to add anything to it? Like if anybody has used a different approach? Sure, Suman, go ahead.
Well, we took a little bit more sort of a copied approach, you can say, because there is this company brand called ID which produces all this pre-made foods, right? So they too made an amazing business plan where they just went to this place like an apartment where there are a lot of bachelors and just gave sample of their goods. So we thought of using some same sort of marketing strategy where we would like you might have seen in some parks or some lakes or somewhere where they give joyrides, like for a boat they give joyrides, or different type of ATVs, something like that. So I thought of approaching these parks or some national parks or something like that, where we can just launch our vehicle, which will give us crucial advertising also, and also we can get a lot of customer reviews, which would we would implement it on our vehicle, so we can perfect our vehicle as much as possible with respect to the customers. So
Yeah.
this is what we thought.
Okay, Umar wants to add something.
So actually, initially we have thought that this kind of a vehicle is unique, and we thought that the youth of India and the youth will attract towards our vehicle. So we have decided that we will launch our vehicle into different variants, and we decided that we will do some things which was never done before in the EVs. So we have thought that, and we make our business plan on the basis of that only. So that's all was our approach, that we are going to launch different kind of categories in the vehicle and different models. And if you want to add something, if you're going to purchase something with us, if you want to add some new facilities or accessories in your vehicle, we can add that also. So we have taken that approach to build the vehicle.
So basically, you mean customization of your vehicle as much as the customer wants it, right?
Sure. Yes, yes. Actually, we have thought that if the youth, we have basically thought about the youth of the country. That is it attractive for the youth, or it is youth will attract towards it. So we have thought that we will launch different variants, a sports variant, and we have launched sport variant and designed some other whose interior is better than the exterior. Speed is better. So we have launched 4 to 5 different variants, and if you want to customize your vehicle, we can do that also. So we have taken that approach.
Right. So I'll come to Ritu next. Ritu, did you take the help of any expert for explaining the business concepts since you don't have a business background?
Yes, sir. I have taken help from our seniors from the last years who have been working in the marketing plan. They have helped us a lot, and we have also studied from the literatures, and we have seen videos how to make a proper marketing report, in which we can convince our customer and investor to invest us and show that how we are different from other competitors in the market, so that they can invest in us.
Right. So anybody else like took help from a startup person or something, which
I would
yeah,
like to add on that. Like one of my seniors, he has a startup, so he helped me a lot. Like it's totally not related. The startup is totally not related to whatever we are doing, but the very essence of carrying out the business plan and the initial stages of how to proceed and how to go on about things. So he helped us a lot regarding that.
right. Okay. Adding on to this point, Umar.
So yes, we have taken a lot of help from our alumni, because some of our alumni have their startup. So we have just taken their help, that how we can make the things effective, and how we can attract the more and more peoples for us. So we have taken their help, and we have just done our market survey, and then finally made the business plan according to that. So yes, we have taken the help of our alumni, and at some point we have taken the help of our faculty advisor also
Okay.
regarding to this.
Siddharth.
Yeah, again, the same thing. We took help from a senior as well. Our senior was our 2016 captain actually of our team, and he owns a startup right now. The startup is Route 3.
Yeah.
So so we took help from him because he has a lot of experience, and that experience was much needed for us as we were just starting with the marketing and all. So that helped us a lot. Yeah.
Right. Right. So I guess this is what more or less everybody's answer is going to be in this section, because we being engineers, we don't have the experience just to start off with a business evaluation. We do need help from people, and it's okay to ask for help in these scenarios. I think that's my point of view. So let's go to Umar next. And what are the USPs of your vehicle that you talked about in the presentation?
So in our vehicle, we have taken several USP. I'm just going to explain major two, three. And the first thing which we have make a USP in our vehicle, that it is eco-friendly and it is cost-friendly also. in this era, in this scenario, that there are several NGOs which are, and there are, I think that a lot of engineers are thinking about that how we can utilize the energy in a better manner, and how we can just cut down the conventional vehicles. So the first thing which we have thought that our USP will be that it should be cost eco-friendly as well as cost-friendly also, because we have thought something, and if we are starting up something, so we have to think about the cost also. So these are the main two USP. Another one that we have thought that it should be very attractive, and it should be, you can say that once in a thousand, when we just park our vehicle in a parking lot, so it should be very attractive to other ones. So we have thought that, and it's was our USP.
Right. So once you purchase a vehicle, if you don't look back at your purchase, you haven't bought the right thing, is the thing you
Exactly,
say.
sir. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, sir.
So, yeah. So Ritu, adding on to this.
Yes, sir. So I would like to add that we have added the headlight in which the indicator is also take in the combo. These are which is for
Mhm.
the safety purpose also, and our vehicle is lightweight as most of these are not, and we have the customization options. We are allowing the customers that whatever they want we can do, but there are some terms and conditions. If they are according to us, then we'll allow them that we can do some changes in the vehicle. And also we have some ADAS features. We have introduced the EM clutch for the reversing purpose, and we have ADAS features.
Right. So Suman.
Our USP is mainly categorized into two parts, where one is technical USP and one is with respect to the consumers. Technical USP is obviously it is hybrid and it is eco-friendly and it has recumbency. So when it is recumbent, it is highly efficient and also it is comfortable. And the customer part is where we provide obviously customization, but customization is basically it is just related to the aesthetics of the vehicle. But we plan to give a very good post sales service, where we try to keep on launching different technologies like anti theft device, or we have a new innovation called race system, which will link to your smartphone. There is a device, so once you buy, that is not the end. So we plan to keep on upgrading the vehicle, so even the customer who has already bought the vehicle won't feel like we have invested on something that we can't use anymore, something like that. So we try to keep our old customers happy and also the new attract newer customers.
Right. So since you said something about the service part, does anybody have an idea about another automotive brand, a mainstream brand who has just advertised their product along the service and have been very successful in India? Does anybody know about such car company? Maruti Suzuki, the organizers of our event, have been the people who have focused and emphasized more and more on service, which is the USP of their brand as well.
Yes, yes.
So let's move on to the next question. Siddharth, I am told that you had some funny moments as a participant, and I would like you to share them.
Yeah, I mean, so the main part, like working in a team is not just work. It's a mixture of everything. So uh, there were quite a funny moments. So the one I would like to share is the birthday, obviously. The way these people celebrate the birthday. I mean, you just can't forget it. Uh, I can't remember the things that were thrown on me. I mean, it was a lot of things. I mean, edible stuff mainly, and it was embarrassing as well as we had fun, a lot of fun with that. Um, Also, there were instances. I mean, moments that were like kind of embarrassing, but yeah. So mm, I was with my friends and like sitting on like away from all the college people and all. I was just uh, you know having my time with my friend and all. So then my complete team they passed by, and I was very embarrassed at that moment. But when I got back to the workshop, I realized that it wasn't just embarrassment. There were many taunts and everything that came onto me. So in the end, I realized it's not always about work. You get to bond with your teammates in every possible way, and that is very amazing. I mean, I just can't express it. The journey that we had, the virtual journey that we all had together was really great. We went through a lot of things together, and yeah, so that's what I learned mainly, and we enjoyed a lot.
Yeah, the birthday celebrations are perks of being an engineer. Everybody has
Exactly.
gone through. Yeah, especially the guy. You see all of these smiling.
Everyone can relate to it right now.
So
Yeah.
especially when you are hosteler.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's the worst
totally
thing
agree.
that can happen to you. You'd regret the day you're born.
But we enjoy the birthday of others. We
Yeah,
can
me
give
too.
them back.
Yeah, that's right. So, okay, so next question goes to Milan. How did you do your literature survey before you started working on your marketing presentation?
So yeah, so when it comes to literature, like I was pretty much fluent since I debate a lot and stuff like that. But we had some of the help from one of our seniors who had another startup again, and she was the secretary of the e-cell of our college. So regarding markets, she actually gave an idea about how to go on and about how to actually tackle the situation and the questions that will be posed. Basically, the break-even analysis where I face a lot of problems. So I had to learn that YouTube videos, all other kind of means that I could access being in the virtual world. And to, yeah, the contacting with teams was another challenge. It was always, so
Wait,
yeah.
can you speak the last part a bit louder? Your voice went out.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So the thing was that one of our seniors who was the secretary of our e-cell helped us a lot. And because we didn't have much idea with regard to the marketing part of the thing, so she provided us some insights, and also wherever we could find contacts like MBA grads, if we had any contacts related to that, we contacted them and they provided us as to what to go on. Basically the technical things like the break even analysis, what
Mhm.
does a production cost actually mean, every term and condition that was there. So we properly understood each and everything, and we just made our presentation after that. So that's how it went.
Yeah. So, like, it is evident from what you said that unless you understand the aspects of a business, you can't evaluate on it, right? So you need
Exactly.
to read stuff about it. You need to watch some videos. You need to do a proper literature survey before you attempt to do any of it, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, because the
yeah.
terms like the words that were being used, we had to learn each and everything properly in order to actually go into the game.
I remember my marketing. Like I have been a participant of FE Cycle for 2 years, yeah,
Oh,
16 and 17. And the first year I didn't have any idea because, as Siddharth said, Siddharth is actually from my college, and the captain that he mentioned, the owner of Route 3 right now, was my captain. And at
oh.
that time, he didn't have a startup, so he didn't have an experience in the business realm at all. So
Mm.
as he gained an experience in 2017, my marketing presentation was way better than the previous years because I could list out different concepts like economies of scales. I'm sure everybody must have heard it by now. Economy
Yeah.
of scales. Like if you buy more stuff, you get it for cheaper, right?
Mm.
Yeah,
So,
so
yeah, so that is one of the aspects that you need to keep in mind before doing a business evaluation. So,
act-
yeah, somebody wants to
actually,
start.
yes, sir. Actually, I think we were lucky that in our curriculum there was 5 business papers itself, including like business studies, market studies, so that it will give a help like and our faculty for that give us a lot of explanation for that helped us in this business studies, of course.
What's the name of the subject, Praveen?
Like this business studies, marketing engineering, the principles of management. There are like 4 to 5 papers.
Is this a new subject? Because I'm hearing it for the first time actually.
It was introduced in 2015 or 16. Like
Okay.
university it is in Kerala Technological University,
Mhm.
and there
I
was
hope
like
universities
deep
adapt this. because this is the need of the hour right now.
For the break-even analysis, etc., there was a chapter entirely for it, and it was very interesting. So that it was very helpful here.
Now you're saying in a business evaluation meeting, you have to say it was interesting, right? Even if it wasn't at the first time. I know.
Actually, we can say, even though it was tough, it was interesting.
Yeah, it is. Being an engineer, so focusing on some other realm is a completely different task, a difficult task. Yeah. What additions do you think the marketing or the business overview in FE Cycle should have next year?
It's just a suggestion from me that if the FE committee can just add one thing that the best business plan will get a particular amount for the startup of that thing only, then it will be very good for all the team members and everyone.
Right. So, meaning you want to escalate it further, and you want to start your own business with it, right?
So if it's just a you can say suggestion for the business plan, I'm saying that if the FE Cycle committee just give us a particular amount, or you can just sponsor us to fabricate our vehicle and just commercialize it, though it will be very interesting and good for all the teams. And
The Praveen wants to add something.
Like for the business plans, can we increase the number of slides? Like 10 was very compact. Like we couldn't let the number of slides was limited for that. If the number of slides can be increased up to like 15, it will be very good. We can express more in that percentage, like percentage itself.
That's a challenge actually. That's a challenge that is given to you because they are actually being very generous, I would say. I am an MBA student right now, and in our competitions we just have to complete all of it in 4 slides. That's it.
4 slides.
Yeah, 4 slides was at 10 slides. So there's like, even if people are given 15 slides, they will be like, okay, we need 20 more. That's just a matter of perception and a challenge that you have to face. Right.
Obviously.
Yeah. So Ritu, are you ready with your answer, or should I move on with the next question?
I'm ready. I would like to say that they should increase some time because we have some time constraints. We were given 10 minutes to present our business plan.
So that is actually a challenge, like this and what Prabeen said. Like these are the aspects, the rules of the competition. You have to be inside them. So like Sumant, you wanted to add something?
Sir, the same thing as both of them said. The slides was a bit too short, so I had to overlap the slides. Like if I had a poster to present, I had to put it on the slide and show it. So I had to do some hack like that. And I don't know if it is my personal experience or it happened to others, but while presenting, it was a bit hard. And even though we completed on time, but the judges also were not able to ask us enough questions. So I felt like I didn't perform well, because if I didn't get proper questions from them, I won't have any chance to like upgrade myself or get any progress out of it.
So in the overall thing, like not just a business evaluation, so you need a sort of a training in presentation skills, you are saying, so that you can perform a bit better. Because these are actually the aspects of a challenge that you are given a certain guideline, like even the rule book, I would say. Like you have to build a vehicle inside that. Now, a person would say, I need this aspect of, say, the ground clearance to increase because my vehicle is going to be like this, or some other person might say something else, but this is not how it works, right? So I am taking that answer as you need some sort of a presentation training program, right?
I would
Sir, it
like
was.
to add.
Yeah, Milan, go ahead.
No, he can continue.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Though the time constraint, we did complete it on time, but my issue was that total time, like we had to present almost at the end of the 3 hours time that they had given us, and at the end, the judges were not able to ask us enough questions when compared to the other document presentation that we had. The judges were not able to ask us enough questions or any tricky ones, so we would at least feel some sort of joy that we were able to present well and we were able to answer to the judges, something like that.
Right, the moment of victory.
Yeah, exactly.
And Milan, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. So I had been a part of a pitching simulation before. So I would like to just add on the point that you mentioned that when it comes to pitches, like basically business presentations, they do not wait for us. So the time is, I think it's good enough because that's the challenge because we have to actually make them understand our thing in as less time as possible. So with the
Right.
time
This
thing,
is
I
actually a very elaborate presentation that you guys are going through. There's a thing called as an elevator pitch also. Like there's a time limit of 90 seconds to it. Can you
oh.
convince somebody to buy a product in 90 seconds? That is a challenge.
Yeah, so
These
that's the thing. So I actually enjoyed the time constraint part actually because that's the reality after all. You won't be getting time in real life, so it'll be an
right.
experience.
Mhm. So next we are going to Milan, you only. Yeah. So if you were a previous participant, like are you
Yeah, I'm a
repeat
maiden
participant?
participant. I'm a maiden
Pardon?
participant. This is the first time. I'm a maiden participant. This is the first time.
Okay, then I'll direct some other question to you.
All
If
right.
you were to remake your presentation entirely, what would you do differently?
I think with regards to the cost, we'll be making some changes, I guess, because we couldn't reach out properly. Like a little bit of a regret was there that if the conditions wouldn't have been so constrained, we could have reached out to better dealers and we could have procured better items at a better price. So that's there.
Right. And if you had the knowledge of the current podcast that is going on, like knowing what your competitors are thinking, what would you
Yeah.
do differently again?
The variance part, the concepts and the variance part that they have mentioned are really articulate and insightful. So I would actually put increase our thing because that wasn't as good as others. I feel when it comes to our presentation.
I see some people taking notes as well. Okay. So, so I'll go on to the next question. Umar, are you a repeat participant or are you a
Yes, sir.
maiden participant?
Yes, sir. I'm a
You
repeat
are a
participant.
Okay, so how was your experience different from what you had the last year? Because you did
So,
have the evaluations last year also, right? So what was the
yes.
difference between static evaluation?
So in the evaluation last year, we have it's just a matter of time that we have our seniors made that reports and we have gone to present that report. So the report part, static part was not that much interesting last year, and we have focused on the dynamic round. We're more focused on the dynamic. We are focusing more on the dynamic round and the endurances. So it was changed this year. This year we have to just do the static evaluation, so we have a lot of burden on our head that we have to submit the reports, and on that basis we are going to get our results. Because last year there was a chance if somewhere we have lagging in the presentation skills, then we will cover it in the endurance and in the dynamic events. But this time there's no dynamic event, so we have to focus a lot on the static event. We have to divide the whole team in the presentation in the surveys. Last year we have divided the team in dynamic round and static round. A part of team is only doing the static work, another part of team is doing the dynamic work and fabrication and other things. So this year we have to do that. So I think that that was a major you can say that responsibility for me as a captain, that I have to distribute the work in the all the team, in all the members of the team, to make the reports. And there are some new members in our team also this year, so it's very hard for us to make them realize that the static reports matters a lot, because they are only focusing on that we will build a vehicle and we will fabricate a vehicle, we will enjoy. But it's very you can say difficult for me to convince them that we are going in the static round and we have to focus on the reports and the presentation skills a lot. So that was a major problem for us, and that also give us interest to doing the things. So that's we have changed. Hello.
Okay, like would somebody else want to add to it? Like to add to it?
Yes,
Okay.
as you said,
Uh,
I'm the participant of last year. Last year we had to build the vehicle only, no concentrate in the reports, as he said. We are just focusing on just we have to submit the reports on the time, but with all the criteria, and we have not much indulged in the reports. We just are working on the dynamic thing. So most of the mostly the last year last year also this year, both the years I was the captain. Last year, from last year only 4 members have come this year. As this year there is a virtual event, many new fellow members are there, and so I can't able to convince them. This is important. How we have to design each and everything, and we have to present in the virtual platform, and they are not opting to the virtual platform itself. Just they are like thinking, and there is a very lag in the connectivity between the team members due to this pandemic issue. If I have a meeting in the online to come like someone, they will be having by 8 o'clock like that only they will be coming. So it's like that thing. So
Yeah, the pandemic has been a serious issue to all of us, like hampering all of our work. Not just the team, the organizers also. Like they have had to do a lot of research on how to conduct this event and all. Like being a part of the team, I could testify to this. What can you say? This difficulty. Okay,
yes,
so
during nighttime also during last like if tomorrow is the deadline, we'll be working on the last night, and due to the internet issue, there will be like sometimes there may be funny like, because during during manufacturing we'll be having funny times in the workshop, but this year we have opted virtually as as Efficycle made us conduct virtually how to connect ourselves and perform work better than thing. So it was very good experience.
right. Okay, so let's move on to the next question, and it is for Sumant. What is your suggestion to the participants who enroll for Efficycle next year?
Sir, I would like to, if they are new participants, like if they are enrolling for the first time, I would like to say that whatever happens, just don't give up. Don't say that what will happen in the future if we don't, if we are not able to complete it on time. So majority of the students will just give up before they try something. I would like to say that try. And even though you succeed or not succeed, you will have the experience with you, and this experience is what matters, not the rank, not the score, not the prize money. The experience is what matters. And obviously prize money and recognition will give you a boost, but more experience you gain, the more especially in mechanical field, people don't ask generally for certificates or something. They ask for experience and what you have worked in. So I feel that it is much better to focus on the experience rather than the certificate or the prize money or anything that we would get at the end. So that's what I'd like to add.
Right. Siddharth wants to add something.
Yeah, I just want to say that when participating in such a national level event, it's not always about winning. So all you need to focus on is experience mainly, and also the learning that you get. So I mean, there were many teams that that approached us. They were participating for the first time, and they took our inputs. Like they asked for our help, and we did help them. And we were expecting to see them in the event, but uh, after that they just stopped participating. So all I want to say is that just buckle up, and it's just don't focus on the future, like what's going to happen. Just focus on the present. And in order to motivate us, our seniors have really helped us in that, because our team, if you see the graph of our team, it was with a lot of ups and downs. It went down in 2018 and then just rose up, like uh, our all India rank was 42 in 2018 and came up to 6 in 2019. So all I want to say is that just go with the flow and just trust yourself. It's all going to be fine.
Right. So participating in competitions such as these, like, lets you know what you're made of actually. So how far you can push yourself to know your limits. So that is the main aim behind making you, participating in a competition such as Efficycle. I think Umar also wants to add something.
Yes, sir. So I just want to add one thing that if our seniors and if you are participating in a team which has participated last year too, so I just suggest the new contestant that please start optimizing that what the seniors and what the alumni have made and what they have fabricated and designed. Don't go from the initial way. If you are going to do the things from the initial, you will definitely face some difficulties. But what I suggest is that start optimizing the design and the concepts they have done before. It will help you a lot. That's the I think that it's a suggestion from me, and I think everyone will agree regarding this.
Right, we do actually. So I'll go to Siddharth for this next question. Which question by the judges did you find insightful or tricky, and how did you tackle them?
The questions were pretty straightforward by the judges actually, and but obviously they were to the point. However, they did turn it a bit just to confuse us. And uh, in order to get through those questions, what we did was we took a minute pause and then we just processed the question a bit. Uh, the judges also helped us actually. We asked the judges if they can elaborate it more, and they did. They did cooperate, and that helped us a lot. So we were able to smoothly get through all the questions, and that was, yeah, that was really good.
Right, Umar wants to add something.
So, our judge was Miss Charul Chadha, and she just asked us one thing that in our innovation we have thought that we will go with the 3D printed rims this year, and we thought that this was something new and no one has done it before. So we have thought about the 3D printed rims, but in the evaluation time, the judge asked us that what you have thought and which printer do you have, and what is the bed size of that uh, wheel, what's the bed size, and do you it will be able to print that, will you be able to print that? So there's a question which we were faced, it was a real tricky question. She said that the number of spokes which you are using will not set in the 3D printed you are telling us. We have told us that we are going to use this 3D printer, we are going to print this. So just she just told us that you will not be able to print that over there. So then we have after the evaluation we have just checked that is it can we really don't just fabricate our rim by 3D printing machine. Then we have gone to the conclusion that yes, she was right, she was right, and we can't just print that. So it was a tricky question and helped us also to visualize the mistakes we have done.
So it actually made you go back to your homework and just check if you can do it and not do it again. Right.
Exactly, sir, exactly.
Cool. So like this, we come to the last question of the evening, and it is like, how many of you are actually planning to build a startup on EVs, and has the business evaluation helped you to get prepared for it?
Yes, sir. So actually, I'm personally thinking to build a startup regarding that EV, and I'm focusing on that, not related to every cycle, but the FE cycle design is quite interesting, and it's not you can say usually seen on the roads. Tight pole configuration vehicles whose wheels front wheels are you can say in the front two wheels are they are static. It's not very common. So I'm thinking to build a startup regarding the EVs, and the first thing which we have thought is that we will do some new technology. We will start introducing some new technology like 3D printing, milling machine, and CNC things, and other all. And we will start with the youth, and then we will go to the parks and zoo. And as we have all seen that in the parks and zoo there are vehicles to roam around. So I'm thinking that we will go start a startup, and in that we will fabricate the vehicle on the basis of the customer. If someone is the owner of a private park or other thing amusement park, he can order us, we will fabricate it. So I'm thinking about that and just working on its design.
Right. And Mohammed wants to add something.
Yes, sir. As you said, we don't, I don't, we are also not. I'm also not thinking about designing like a physical or a physical manufacturer. As said, the design, we are like a four-wheeler car type. We are thinking about it, and small projects works. As I am in Tiruchirappalli, near to me, my industry, there is a BHL and other companies located in that place. So if we start in that area, there will be a many major projects from BHL and some other minor projects like BHL is shifting some minor projects to the local company, so that it will be very good for myself. Like small project, small components can be very helpful, and it will be very good for myself. So I have seen in that.
Right. Cool. So with that, we actually come to the end of the questionnaire and the podcast that we intended to ask you. Hope you guys have enjoyed it, and thank you so much for your time. And let's thank the organizers of Epicycle to help you put forth your stories, the struggles that you faced, the things that you have learned, and closing, would anybody like to conclude this meeting apart from me? I guess one or the other might have something to say and give a message to the other people as well. So, would anybody? Umar is active. Umar is way too active. Yeah, Umar, go ahead.
So I just want to conclude that shifting from as a mechanical engineer, we have a upper hand on the fabrication skills. Everyone knows it, and but in this era, we all have to do something which is you can say that no one can imagine a mechanical engineer is also in the field of presentation because has a business skill when he's in the third year. So I think that we all have learned a lot in this virtual event, and you can say that for me especially, I have boosted in the marketing, in the cost presentation, and in the presentation skills also somewhere. So I think that this virtual event has helped us a lot, and it's better for me because for the placement and for the startups also, you should have some good communication skills, you should have some good presentation skills. And as a mechanical engineer, having both the fabrication skills and having the virtual skill, digital skills, then it's very good for all of us. So I think that yes, this is something which we have gained through this virtual event. And I just want to conclude. Thank you, sir,
Right.
for giving
So,
me the opportunity to speak again and again.
yeah. Yeah, actually, Umar has been the person who has like spoken more than me, I guess, and throughout the podcast, more than the host. So, thank you so much, guys, for joining in, and hope you had fun. Hope you learned something. And with that said, bye bye. Good night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.